And there's a lot in there that is coming that people can't even comprehend yet. In fact, Homeland Security read and they called me, told me I solved the Roswell incident. And I said, what do you mean I solved the Roswell incident? They say, well, the aliens had passed away and we had the ships, but we did not know how they flew until we read Matrix Evolution book, page 84. I got the duo in there. It's an alien ship. I created the alien ship and I'm breaking down the technology on how it flies. I created that ship.
All right, guys, we got Sophia Stewart back on the show. It's been about 2 years.
Wow.
How you been doing?
I've been doing excellent.
You've been busy, I bet.
Oh, very busy.
You writing a new Matrix right now?
The one that's right there, you showed. I was going to show them the book. That's the one. You know, this one right here.
The third.
Here it is, right here. This is the new Matrix, everybody. So make sure that you get this book. It sells on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and directly you can get it directly autographed from me. Get that book. That is more Matrix. That is the new Matrix. Warner Brothers offered me $30 million for the shooting script to that.
Wow. To
that book. And I can get up to like $50 million. And it's already, the shooting script is ready to shoot. The line producers over at William Marr's agency have already broken down the script. It's $150 million to make the new Matrix.
So would that be the fifth Matrix then? Because they already made the
fourth.
Well,
the fourth was not the Matrix. That was not the Matrix. That was John Wick. That was not Neo. Neo has no straggly beard and long hair. That's John Wick franchise. You know what Neo looked like. He has short hair. He wears glasses. His face is clean shaven. The characters never change. Superman never changed. Batman never changed. Iron Man, Spider-Man, they never change. If you look at here, that's Neo. Neo does not look like anything like John Wick. Look at him carefully. The Naked Man looks nothing like Morpheus. The Niobe, that lady with the old lady with dreads on her head, that is not Niobe. Also, Trinity, look how Trinity look. Well, she's not on here, but you can pull her up. You guys can Google her. She's a warrior. She's beautiful. She looks nothing like Tiffany. Tiffany with the husband and 2 kids. You do remember her name was Tiffany. It wasn't Trinity. It was Tiffany. Do you remember that?
I thought it was Trinity.
It was Tiffany and her husband and 2 kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fourth one, to be honest.
Well, it wasn't the Matrix. It wasn't the Matrix at all.
The first 2 were.
It wasn't. It wasn't any logo raining down, like you see the logos raining down in the first book. The binary codes of the 1 and the 0. It had none of the Matrix in it. In fact, they got sued by the investors.
Oh wow!
Did you know that?
Did they lose money on that one?
They lost a lot of money. People was asking for their money back because they said the fans said it was not the Matrix.
Jeez.
You didn't know that they got sued, and you didn't know they lost all this money? Well, anybody can Google it. Wow. You can Google it and see that I'm speaking the truth. They got sued. They lost a lot of money. Fans were asking for their money back.
How many Terminators are they making now? I feel like they're on their
There are no more Terminators. No. Anything that they make now after the judge's ruling, September the 25th, 2014, is when I won in the courts. They got all these lies on the internet, all these trolls. You can't even sue them because they have no money. And they're saying I never won. I never won anything. That is a total lie. I won in 2014, September the 25th, 2014. And I got $3.5 billion in lien properties. I own all of their properties and houses and holding companies. And I got in cash almost $500,000 in cash.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy crap. So you're a billionaire?
Oh, yeah. I've been a billionaire for the longest. This happened in 2014.
That's insane.
Right after that, they could do no more Matrix. They could do no more Terminators.
Wow.
Anything they do now, if they try to do a Matrix or a Terminator, they're going to go to jail. Yeah, it's called fraud. It's called counterfeiting. It's criminal. It's just like you try to do Nike and Nike doesn't belong to you. Or you try to do Samsung and Samsung doesn't belong to you. You go to jail. Or Apple and it doesn't belong to you. So when they did that Matrix evolution, not that's mine's evolution. When they did that Matrix, what was it called? The fourth one?
I forget the name.
Oh, regurgitation, resuscitation, resurrection. That's what it was called. Regurgitation, resuscitation, resurrection. That's what they were calling it, a resurrection, but it was not the Matrix. When they did that, I had not one in the courts where the judge validated that the movies belonged to me. All the movies, Matrix and Terminator, all belong to Sophia Stewart. Two judges ruling, Evelyn J. First and D. Benson. I can give it to anybody. The default judgment is docket 288, and the other one is 219 against my attorneys. That's when I won the first one against my attorneys who Warner Brothers sent out to sabotage me. So I won, that was December the 4th, 2012. I beat the lawyers. It was 5 law firms. Michael Stoller had a Beverly Hills, Hidden Hills law firm. Jonathan LaBelle had a New York City law firm. Dean Webb, a Washington State law firm. And, of course, Gary Brown, the late Gary Brown, and had a Pasadena law firm. They were under one contract. They were under the late Jonathan LaBelle's contract, all of the agents. And when I beat him, I beat all of them under that one contract because he hired them.
Wow. So you beat 5 law firms?
That's right. I beat 5 law firms. And I beat Warner Brothers law firm, Matthew P. Cox, Snow and Montague. They had over 110 lawyers, and I beat all of them. So that proves and shows people I wrote the Matrix and Terminator, that I'm 100 years ahead of them. I got a degree in law. I got a degree in journalism. I am an attorney myself. I know specialized law. I know RICO criminal law. I know contractual law, corporation law, federal procedure law, which is in the courts, federal courts, and also tax laws.
There's no doubt you predicted a lot. I mean, you were talking about AI in the 80s, right?
That's right.
And
Well,
now
I was at USC.
It's everywhere today, right?
That's right. Everything that I talked about in the Third Eye book there, and that's where it all began. And there's a lot in there that is coming that people can't even comprehend yet. That's how far in the future. In fact, Homeland Security read the Evolution book, and they called me, and they told me I solved the Roswell incident.
What?
That's right. They said, I solved the Roswell incident. And I said, what do you mean I solved the Roswell incident? They say, well, the aliens had passed away and we had the ships, but we did not know how they flew until we read Matrix Evolution book, page 84. Pick up the book and look at 84.
Roswell's the biggest UFO
Yeah,
case.
because they said they didn't know how the ships flew. They broke them down by aerodynamics, and they could not figure out how they flew. I got the duo in there. It's an alien ship. I created the alien ship, and I'm breaking down the technology on how it flies.
How did you know how these flew?
I created that ship, so that's how I knew, and that's what I told Homeland Security. I created the ship, and I didn't know they had some in their hangars, and they sent me classified information showing and proving to me that they had those same ships that I am talking about right there.
That is nuts.
You may need to read some of that technology to the people, because it's magnetic ring pulsions and the reversal of gravity that I'm talking about.
Yeah, due to its low vibrated speed, the rocks slide a little. This alerts the machines. The nearby machines turn to face the source of disruption of their environment that they are guarding. Some of them fire their lasers at the rocks, practically evaporating the rocks into dust. So they had laser beams.
That's right, but go back and read the technology of the duo. Turn the pages maybe to
83?
Yeah, see if you see the engines. I'm describing the engine in there. Do you see it yet?
Machines unite.
Where it says the blue tetragon?
I don't see it. Maybe you could find it.
Here, let me show you. It is so super because you get to see exactly the technology. Here it is right here. It's called the hovercraft. And I'm breaking down the technology. Here it is right here. It's actually on page 78, the technology. Look
78.
right here at 78 and read for people to see where I'm describing the technology
Okay.
And it blew Homeland Security's mind because it's so futuristic, my work. That is the new Matrix.
We see the engine of the hovercraft. It has spinning rings and blue light emanating from the center. We see a close-up of the engine spinning. There is a large magnetic ring lying flat down with many tubes and some swinging rings orbiting the device. On one side of the 3D view, we see a funnel of bright light spinning upwards like an upside-down whirlwind. The colors emanating from it is orbiting the main ring. We see a gold star in the shape of a nucleus is a brilliant blue, and it gets brighter or hotter, almost to white in the center. We see a star tetrahedron. The camera zooms back to the outside of the hovercraft where they are talking.
Yes.
Wow.
You see why that book is really important to get? And you got the book, but you had not read to that up to 79 or 78, had you?
That's impressive. No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, and wait till you see Homeland Security, what they sent me, the classified information. It is going to blow your mind. They have the ships in there, the UFO ships, and everything I described, the outward and everything inside the ship, it is mind-boggling. They are blown away because they broke the ships down by aerodynamics, and took them apart, but they still could not understand how they flew until they read that book. And a DJ told me, whenever he used to DJ and interview me, he said, oh my God, he says, Washington, D.C. and all the people over at Homeland Security and everybody is listening to your interviews.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, what? He said, yeah, they're listening to your interviews. They're listening to everything you are saying.
That is nuts.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm talking about technology that you guys haven't even had. I'm talking about technology in that third eye book that you guys have not even chipped yet. Y'all are just now coming to. I'm talking about drones and clones and test tube babies and petri dish babies and artificial inseminated babies, gender benders and gender manipulated beings. Like the Terminator, wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed, look like us, but you don't even know he's a Terminator, he's a machine.
Yeah.
We're talking about a new paradigm of machines that are here that have already been invented and created.
So if you
walking among us.
Yeah. So if you genetically modify a baby, does that affect the spirit?
Yeah, of course. It has no soul.
No soul.
No soul whatsoever. It's seedless.
Whoa.
Because look, God's children are three-dimensional beings. The first body is blood, water, and spirit. You can't kill the spirit, and that's called a period. The second body is the physical body, which is transportation, because on this earth is physical matter. And so what matters is having a physical body for transportation. The third body is the seed or the soul that attaches at the 12th week to the bodies, making it 3D, and meaning that a doctor will not perform an abortion at the 12th weeks because he's killing a living soul. Once the soul or the seed attaches, that's the seed and soul of return. It's just like you plant a seed in the ground, that tree is going to grow. And as long as those seeds are coming out, that tree is going to come back again and again and again. The fruits are going to come back again and again. Watermelon, lemons, limes, apple. But if you create seedless and soulless foods and there's no seeds, you're just eating organic, but you're not eating something grown naturally by God. Did you know that?
Yeah, a lot of people eat processed food these days.
Yeah, processed food is dead food. That's why it kills the body.
Same with plastic water bottles.
Exactly. That glass is number one, but glass is so expensive.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Most people can't afford that.
Exactly. And so they take the cheap route, so do people with food. But God's children are three-dimensional beings. And so, but when man creates his own children in the lab, they're called lab rats. They're seedless and they're soulless. Now, they walk around organically because man is able to create the bodies. He's able to duplicate life, but like you see with the Terminator. But he cannot create the seed of return, or, what I'm talking about, the soul or the seed that occupies the body that comes back again and again and again.
Yeah, because a lot of the rich people are doing gene editing because they don't want their kids to get diseases.
Exactly. And that's called the microchip. And that I'm talking about that. Have you come on that? Where the
Microchip,
Oracle
yeah.
is talking about
Neuralink and, yeah.
the memory chip. That is, I'm calling it the memory chip in the book. But that is where everything is recorded. So when you want to edit it or you want to bring something back that has a part of you, it would be that microchip or that chipping or, or creating to do the gene codings inside of us. That also is contained in the seed and the soul.
Mm. Yeah, microchips and nanobots are going to be the future, right?
Yes, big time.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything yet.
You're starting to see glimpses, but yeah, who knows what's going to happen.
But look, I wrote that first book, the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book. I wrote it in 1981, 83, and 84, February the 2nd of 84. Terminator didn't come out to October the 26th, 1984. Matrix didn't come out to March the 31st, 1999.
Wow.
So this book was already published and out there selling before I wrote the, for the movies were even created from the books and the copyrighted script and the copyrighted book.
Nuts.
Can you imagine that? That knowledge in that book is astronomical. I'm telling you, you haven't even pick it up and look through it. Not even the tip of the iceberg.
The Third Eye.
That's right.
This is where it all started.
It's where it all began.
Yeah, check this out, guys. It's on Amazon, right?
Yeah, it's on Amazon and it's on Barnes and Nobles, and you guys can get it directly from me with autographs if you want autographs. I have 4 books out on Matrix and Terminator, and all 4 books are phenomenal. We're talking about futuristic technology. We're talking about living beings that are walking among you right now that you have no clue who you're talking to. This is probably why there's a lot of death and killing going on, because a lot of these beings are seedless and soulless. They don't know who God is. They don't know what love and compassion is. If you don't know love and compassion, you don't know God.
Has Arnold Schwarzenegger ever reached out to you?
Of course. Schwarzenegger called me a long time ago and offered to sell the copyrights, wanted the copyrights to the Terminator. He offered me $5 million, and Warner Brothers offered me $7 million, which would have added up to about $12 million. I would not sell them the copyrights because they're worth billions of dollars. Do you know in this last lawsuit on September the 25th, 2014 that I just won 11 years ago, everything was added up by CPAs, certified public accountants. And they said that the Matrix and Terminator is worth $4.11 billion.
Wow.
That's how much the franchises are worth right now. In today's market, try $7 billion for just the Matrix by itself and $4.11 billion for the Terminator by itself. If those out there billionaires who want to buy these franchises, which I will continue to write for, and I got some phenomenal stuff that has not even been touched on in the Third Eye Matrix. Some scripts that will blow your mind. When the Gods Walk the Earth, Soulless, The Beast Among Us. Can you get the ball rolling? A comedy. I've written a lot of material that you guys have not even seen on any screen yet.
So they're worth over $10 billion.
Yes, and a lot of new concepts that no one has even thought of. That's how futuristic my work is. It's like 100 years into the future.
So would you say you're channeling that information? How are you getting that?
I'm not channeling it. I'm Cherokee and Portuguese. My grandmother from the Indian reservations of Missouri, my grandfather from Portugal, Spanish, you know what I'm talking about. And they both got together and they couldn't speak any English, and they formed a language that they could communicate. And I have it on both my mother and my father's side. And so I'm getting it from my native Cherokee side because we are in line with spirit. We are aligned with the earth. We are aligned with the air and the elements. So I'm getting it from that.
I didn't know you were native. Wow.
Yeah, Cherokee.
That's awesome.
Yes. I have no birth certificate.
Whoa.
That's right. Natives have midwives born in the house, not born with any birth certificates. You didn't know that?
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah, we get
a contract.
Yeah, well, we get those, those Treasury ID, 9-digit Treasury ID numbers,
Mm.
because you can ask any natives, they're not recorded in any birth certificates.
Yeah, because birth certificates put you in the system.
Well, a free person can't free other. I mean, a bound person can't free others. Only a free person can free others.
Mm.
So if I had a birth certificate, I would be bound, and I wouldn't be able to free people with this knowledge.
Right. So you're a sovereign citizen then.
That I'm sovereign from the beginning. They all
Nice.
know that. That's why the government has never bothered me. None of them ever threatened me. None of Warner Brothers or any of them have ever threatened me or called me a liar
Wow.
or filed any lawsuit against me or said anything derogatory and negative. It's just the trolls on the internet. And people need to go to the news archive and you will see that I won, and you will see my accomplishments and my bio and everything. But they all go to the internet, and that blows my mind. The internet is just where anybody can make rumors.
Well, they get paid off how many views they get, so they want to troll you to get a lot of views.
Oh, that's why they're doing it, because I'm trying to figure out, how can you call yourself media and don't go to the archives?
Yeah, most
For
media,
facts.
there's going to be a natural bias because they're getting paid off how many views they get, so they're going to make the craziest videos.
Oh, that's why I'm getting all this stuff. But I used to tell them, because people would ask me, well, how do you feel about them doing that? I say, I'm going to do you like, tell them like Tupac, love me or hate me, you still got to buy me. You're still going to buy the truth. So
You need hate these days to be relevant. It's
well,
just
yeah,
the
you
nature
need
of the game.
both. Yeah, you need both love and hate. I agree with you because it makes sense.
Yeah, you can't only have love. It doesn't work. You won't go viral, unfortunately.
Right. Well, I mean, they made me go viral anyway because I did the Armstrong William television show and I got almost 20 million hits immediately. And with your show, I'm going to blow it up.
Yeah.
And I blew up a lot of other shows. You know what I'm saying? So, because people know about me now. They might not know what I look like. A lot of people tell me, some people I knew when they were teenagers said, I told people I knew you and they did not believe me. I told people that, yeah, I've met you. They didn't believe me,
Did you feel like you were being silenced or blackballed ever?
No, I loved it. I think God didn't want me to get bothered, because if your face is known, you won't have a chance in hell.
Yeah. You want our
Pe-
privacy. Yeah.
Yeah, you won't have any privacy. You can't live your life. I was just grateful that they knew my name, they knew my work, but they didn't know my face.
Mm.
I have 5 bodyguards. I have one of my bodyguards here. In fact, he is, let me give you his company. He's a really good,
I might need that as I get bigger.
yeah, you guys really Iron Hand Protection. His name is Daryl Robinson. He is a great bodyguard. He looks almost
Nice.
like the Terminator.
Nice.
If you interview him, because he's got a movie coming up too,
Oh, yeah?
called The Bodyguard and His 5 Sisters.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's.
Is it based off a true story or?
Yeah, it's based off of a true story. So you might want to interview him because he's here in the studio,
Okay.
and I introduced you to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal because you never heard anything like that.
Yeah.
The Bodyguard and His 5 Sisters. Usually it's the bodyguard with Whitney Houston or somebody's bodyguard story, right? Like the mobsters having bodyguards and everybody, celebrities, everyone. But this is the first time I was like blown away. First time I ever heard of, the bodyguard of His 5 sisters. Come on, that's got to be interesting and different. You know
A
what
lot
I
of
mean?
protecting there.
Yes, yes.
I love that.
Yes. And so anyway, I've not been bothered. I've been blessed. No threats,
Nice.
no problems
So why you
ever.
roll with security then?
Well, you always have to have bodyguard because people come up and ask for your autograph.
Okay.
They come up and start talking to you. They want to take pictures. They won't get out of your face. And it's ongoing. And as soon as they gather a crowd, more people come.
Right.
So you need bodyguards. Sometimes I take maybe 2 or 3 bodyguards if I'm going to a huge event.
Right.
Or I'll take 1 bodyguard, if I'm going to something like now, interviews or something minor or
Yeah.
something, where it's not going to be a lot of people.
That's smart because you don't want to be the bad guy and tell them to screw off. You
Yeah.
have the bodyguard do that.
Yeah, but they don't understand. It's so tiresome. It's so
Yeah.
draining.
Because you're an introvert, right?
Yeah,
So you
well,
get
not.
tired.
I'm kind of like an extrovert, but I like quietness.
So you're both.
Yeah, I like to be quiet. I like to just cool out.
Yeah. I'm the same. If I do too much socializing, I get drained
Right.
when I'm at events.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I go to events, but I'm more tired after an event than playing basketball. Like, I get so mentally tired, you know?
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're talking with all sorts of energies. You don't know if they're good or bad. Some of them are taking energy from you.
Yeah, that's true. And there are people that can do that. Do you know you have to be careful who you talk to over the phone?
On the phone too.
If you fall asleep on the phone, everybody needs to hear this. If you fall asleep on the phone and you're talking to somebody, that person is draining your energy.
Wow.
Like I call
People
them,
do that.
I call them spiritual vampires. Excuse me, because they're in the spiritual realm and they're draining you.
Mm.
Have you ever did that? You were talking to somebody and you didn't even know you fell asleep while you were talking to them, and they were just talking, and not letting you go back and forth with them.
Wow. Yeah, I've definitely been tired on some calls and wanted to fall asleep before.
Those are the calls that you need to watch. They're draining your energy.
Mm.
And they're doing it intentionally, talking nonstop, because when you talk, you're supposed to engage like we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I say something, I wait and pause, you say something back, we go back and forth. But do you notice those calls that make you tired? They're just volleying and talking, and then you just forget and fall asleep. But and you think, wow, I got tired. But before you got that call, you were energized. You had lots of energy, and then all of a sudden, when you get off with this person, you're dead tired, drained.
Yeah, energy vampires. I wonder if they even know they're doing that.
Some of them do.
That's scary.
Yeah, that is scary. I gotta warn people, because when I started noticing it, I stayed away from. I would avoid certain calls. I would talk for a short period, maybe 5 minutes, and then get them off the phone.
Yeah.
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 So remember that you don't have to hurt their feelings. You don't have to block them or cut them off. You just don't, because some of them know that they're doing it and some of them do not know. Some of them just know that after they get through speaking to someone, they feel great. They feel totally elatious. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So they want to talk to you constantly. Do you ever notice when somebody's just calling you all the time, calling, those people that make you fall asleep, that's draining you, they're calling a lot because they want to engage, because they want that energy.
Take notes, guys. Take notes.
Yes.
You also predicted mass surveillance.
Yes, and I love it.
You love it?
I love, no, I'm talking about, I love that I prophesized and predicted it and see that it came true, like I said.
Yeah, you called it in the 80s, right?
Yes.
That was before technology.
Yes.
Crazy.
Do you know I even prophesized about Hollywood and streaming? Do you know it was years? Because I've been interviewing nonstop since 2003 when ABC broke my story, October the 17th, 2003. If you go back and you listen to a lot of my old interviews back on YouTube and go deep into the internet, I'm talking about streaming before Netflix and Amazon became streaming platforms.
Wow.
And I said that was going to be the future, and that Hollywood, all their old equipment was going to end up in the thrift stores, and that everybody was going to abandon. In fact, it's going to blow your mind. When I came to Vegas in 2005, I created the Matrix attraction, and I talked to the gangsters, the mobsters that was running Hollywood. They wanted to meet me. They had heard about me. They had their lawyers to set it up. They told me they wanted me to bring Hollywood to Vegas and to make it friendly for family and kids. This was way back in 2005.
Now they're trying to do that right now.
Yeah, but I was prophesizing it. I got proof of it because on my Matrix attraction, I trademarked and copyrighted that, Hollywood to Vegas, bringing Hollywood to Vegas.
Yeah, Wahlberg's trying to do that right now.
Yeah,
Mark
he got
Wahlberg.
a studio here.
Yeah.
He has a studio here, and a lot of people are bringing their studios. Warner Brothers is trying to bring a studio here, and I think Sony, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and some other people have studios here also. I've forgotten their names, some celebrities, but a lot of them are coming here because this is going to be the movie Mecca.
So you predicted Vegas taking off because you came here early, 2005. That's when the mafia was still running it, right?
Yes, they own the corporations. They own the corporations that own the casinos or the casino corporations. And I met them. I was so very happy to meet them. No, I was, because I had read about them. You don't understand. I'm coming from New York City.
Yeah.
I'm reading about Al Capone as a kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Legend.
Bertie Madoff, John Gotti. You know what I'm talking about? The Gambinos in New York. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I grew up in New York with Italian, in an Italian neighborhood. I went to those little restaurants they had with the Chianti wine and the checkered tablecloths. So they were blown away when they met me. And you know what? They were surprised that I knew their names and everything because, you know, when they were with Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, and Dean Martin and those guys, you know what I'm talking about? The what do you call them? The Rat Pack?
Yeah.
When they was with the Rat Pack, I remember their fathers' names and stuff. And some of the kids were like, wow, you know our father's name. I said, yeah, because I was reading about it. I wish that I could have met Frank Sinatra.
I mean, you got photographic memory too. They don't know that.
Yeah, they didn't know that. They were blown away why I would know all of this information. But I think I really scare people because when I'm doing interviews, I say to people, they say, well, do you want us to ask you certain things or should we stay away from certain subjects? I say, no, ask me anything you want. You can ask anything. I can handle anything.
That's impressive. Not a lot of people can say that, honestly.
Well, a lot of celebrities will not do it.
No, not at all.
They won't do it. They will, or some of them need their lawyers present.
That's crazy to me. That happened
Isn't that
once.
true?
It was so awkward. Like, he brought his lawyer on the interview.
Yes, yeah, it happens. Because there's certain things that would get them put in jail and certain things that they cannot say, and they don't know when they're crossing the line. Some of them have to have their attorneys there. But see, I got a degree in law. I got a degree in journalism. My school is USC. I'm a Trojan.
Nice.
City University of New York. I was taught law by the Brooklyn and Manhattan famous attorneys. Some of the super attorneys, you know, that had done super cases. And I used to work for a Beverly Hills law firm while I was at USC with 50 attorneys. And one of the attorneys became a judge, was my lawyer, became a judge. And I knew some Beverly Hills judges while I was at SC. And Beverly Hills judges, very powerful.
Really?
Why
are they so powerful?
Beverly Hills. They
just a lot of money
control, and the federal judges are super because they die out of their positions. They are nominated by presidents and they die out. Now, city and state, I don't mess with those because they're like, you can kind of pay for their campaign and pretty much, you know, they're either voted in or voted out.
Yeah.
They come and go. But on the federal level, it's a whole nother thing. You die out of those jobs or you retire out of those jobs. And guess what? You are still receiving the same money that you got while you were working when you retired.
Really?
Yeah, that's why everybody want to be a judge, a federal judge, or they want to be politicians because when the politicians either retire out, they're still getting the same amount of money. You guys didn't know that, did you?
They make more sometimes, actually, politicians.
Well, they make more while they're in because they're cutting deals with contracts. They're making all kinds of deals,
right,
including the president. He's supposed to get $400,000 a year, but he doesn't care about that $400,000. He can donate that.
Yeah, that's pennies.
Because you know why? He's making billion-dollar deals with mega countries, foreign countries. They're cutting all kind of deals that you guys can't even imagine.
Do you pay a lot of attention to politics ever? Like,
I don't pay attention, but I know how it operates. I know what's going on. I know that when they're out there campaigning, they're promising you guys the world.
Yep.
They're telling you guys, hey, I'm gonna do this. They're giving you guys all kind of promise. But when they get in those offices, they're like a puppet with a stick up their asses. Whatever the puppet master tells them to do or say, that's what they have to do. Most people don't know that once you take those jobs, whether it's a congressman, a senator, you know, representative or whatever, you are owned by the system. You're owned by that system. You have to play the game.
You think it's always been that way since the first president, or do you think it got corrupt over time?
It got corrupted over time. Everything got corrupted over time. Nothing starts out corrupted. Everything starts out good, including us. When we're born, look, we're good. We're naked when we come here, naked without shame,
Yeah.
and we're told to put on clothes.
Mm.
But look, we don't corrupt when we come. We get corrupted as we're growing.
100%.
So nothing starts out corrupted. Everything starts out good and innocent and beautiful. And as it goes along, someone comes and corrupts it.
Yeah.
And the more you let corruption get away with it, the worse corruption you're going to have. The more you fight corruption, the less you're going to deal with and have.
You think it's even avoidable at this point because people are sending their kids to public school, they're getting corrupted there, they're watching the news, they're getting corrupted there.
You got to teach your kids yourself before you send them to school. I taught my kids, and I sent them when they were 2 years old and 3 years old, a boy and a girl. But I taught them at home first how to read and write and talk and to act before I put them into the school system. If you don't do that, your kids are going to be programmed.
Right.
They're going to get corrupted. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. I saw so many of the people I grew up with on that path, and they're still on it. They're working like a 9-to-5 job they hate right now.
It doesn't matter where you send your kids, whether it's private, whether it's public or whatever, or homeschooling. You should teach your kids yourself first before you let others get a hold of your kids. Because if you don't teach your kids and others get a hold of your kids, well, it's your fault.
Right. Is that the approach that your parents took with you? They taught you?
No, I was smarter than my mom, but my father's still alive. My mom passed away in 1999 from cancer. I was smarter than my mom, but my father is a very famous singer, and he could play pro ball, or he could become this famous singer, and he decided to become a famous singer. He had these multitudes of gifts and everything, and I got those gifts from him. Yeah. So, but I was smarter than my mom.
Really?
Yeah, but not
at a
my
young
father.
age or as you got older?
I was reading and writing prolifically at 3 years old.
Holy crap.
That's right. I had a photographic memory. I didn't do any high school. I skipped high school, took the New York Regents because I'm from New York City, and went into college and got the degrees.
Wow. 3 years old.
Yeah. I knew all the vocabularies. I knew the words. In fact, I scared my grandmother. I scared her. I was writing for her. And I had to read it back to her. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And not only that, but I told her about a time she fed me, but I didn't know I was a baby until she told me I was a baby. I didn't even know I had a body. All I knew consciously, I was aware of everything. There was a bad storm on the outside. It blew out all the electricity, the lights. A really bad storm. She was in the dark. I could see in the dark. I could see on the outside. And I asked her, what did she feed me when I was like about 3 or 4 years old? And she got scared. She said it was only me and her. And she said I was an infant baby laying on the bed. So how could I know about that? What was going on, what she was doing, why she was afraid. But I didn't even know I had a body.
So was that an out-of-body experience? What was that?
No, it wasn't an out-of-body experience. I was fully conscious.
Huh.
Do you know somebody born fully conscious? When you're born fully conscious, it's telling you that you are fully aware of everything.
Yeah.
Like there is no age except for the body. The body is what ages, but consciousness never age. The brain never aged. Did you know that?
Really? The brain doesn't age?
No, the brain's never aged. The body is the only thing that ages.
So what about dementia and
That's because you got tapeworms, you got worms, parasites.
Wow.
Yeah, parasites in the brain, parasites in the joints when you're in pain, parasites in the stomach when you have bloating and gas and problems. And the doctors won't tell you because they can't make any money from that. Right. But if you kill the parasites in your body, I guarantee if you have cancer and you take ivermectin or you take one of those dewormers or something like that, that's why some people who was at stage 4 cancer took dewormers. And like Mel Gibson was talking about 4 of his friends with 4th stage cancer, and they took ivermectin and they were cured.
Saw that, yeah.
They were cured because they killed the parasites. And people don't know that garlic and ginger, juicing garlic and ginger and turmeric and all these other natural roots that grow from the earth, they don't work until you kill the parasites.
And a lot of people have parasites in them right now.
Yeah, and see, when people get stage 4 cancer, they start doing natural foods and natural roots and stuff, and they die still because they have not killed the parasites. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do a cleanse every 3 months.
Yeah, you want to kill the parasites because the parasites is what give you dementia, give you like your Parkinson or whatever.
Yeah, Lyme disease.
Yeah, all kinds of problems in your body. You could look at a chart. I have a chart. I'll send it to you where it shows the parasites in the body, and they leave eggs.
Yep.
Some of them lay eggs in the body. You know what I'm talking about? But they don't teach you this. They don't educate you this because they can't make money off of this. They make money off of death. And when they do the chemo is radiation that kills all of your cells, the good and the bad ones. If you live from chemo, it's because you are a strong individual with some really good cells and good genes and good body inside. Good.
Yeah.
Because normally the radiation will just kill everything.
From what I've seen too, a lot of people that survive chemo, they end up getting cancer again.
Yeah, they do. Because of the parasites.
Yeah.
Because, look, the chemo might have killed the parasites. And it might have killed the parasites out early. Because chemo kills everything. It kills bacteria. It just kills the good cells, bad cells, bacteria. It kills everything. So that's why. So the parasites, they're going back to the same eating habits. Parasites come right back. And that's why they get radioactive again on cancer.
Do you think parasites have been weaponized? Do you think because they're everywhere now, right?
They're everywhere. They got some good parasites, supposedly, and bad ones, because there's good and bad in the world, period. You just don't want more of the bad. That's what really kills everything or harms everything.
Like it's in the water now, too.
Yeah. You just got to, I boil my water every morning. I drink, water that's really good water.
Yeah.
But I still boil it. Like for 9 minutes or something. And I drink heated water every morning, 16 to 20 ounces. And I do not miss that. It cleans the colon tract. It cleans the big colon and the small intestinal colon. It cleans them out of all kind of sickness and diseases or whatever. It clears them out because it clears out that stuck poop that's in your colon. Because people don't know, if you don't keep your colon clean, that's where all parasite and diseases are, because the colon gets stuck poop. And once it's stuck in there, that's when you have problems.
Yeah, I just learned about stuck poop, like 10 to 15 pounds in average person.
That's right. You're carrying around all this dead weight of stuck poop.
Crazy.
And it causes illness. It causes you to get sick, causes you to die. But the doctors won't tell you what I'm telling you. They will not tell you this. They make money off of chemicals. They make money off of whatever the biopharmaceutical companies. They're making billions of dollars. They're making money off of death and not life. And if you happen to live and you happen to beat everything, it's by the grace of God.
Are you still fasting too?
I fast. Let me tell you this. If you fast for 3 days and something is wrong with your body and you fast for 3 days, it actually resets your body. So I fast in between. Like I'll eat 1 meal a day or 2 meals and fast in between. But I'm going to do a 3-day all fast where I eat no food and I just drink water or just drink liquids, because fasting resets the body.
I just did one last week.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. And people don't know that.
Well, I had H. pylori and they were trying to put me on antibiotics. I'm allergic to antibiotics because I took so many as a kid.
Oh, my God. Okay.
They put me on it nonstop. So now I'm allergic.
Right.
And they also kill your good cells too. So I don't like them anyways. But yeah, I did a 3-day fast and then went away.
Oh, man. Well, I got some videos and stuff that I will send over to you, and the meds and everything that, that's not medicines, you know what I'm talking about, but natural stuff.
Yeah.
But to kill the parasites.
Oh, yeah, I need that.
You kill the parasites, that is number one. You're going to be fine. You're going to be healthy. You know what else I discovered? And I read a lot. I got videos because I do natural because of because I'm Cherokee, the native blood. I know a lot about roots and, and stuff that you work in the body. I've been drinking clove tea. You know the cloves that you put in the ham?
Yeah.
Well, what I do is I boil it for like, you can boil the cloves. I got a video on it. You can boil it. I boil it for like several minutes or something like that. Then I put it in a cup and put a top tight on it, and I let it steep. And then you drink it on an empty stomach.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, I'm going to send you the water regimen because it'll make you look even 25 years younger, no matter who you are,
Wow.
no matter what age you are. It reverses everything. You'll start looking younger and great. And then I'm going to send you the clove one and some of the other ones.
Mm.
The ones where the parasites, so you can give them out to people. You can help people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It seems like aging can be reversed these days.
Aging can be reversed. Do you know that?
I do, because there's a biological age, right, and a chronological age.
Exactly, because see, age doesn't really exist. They created age to give a factor to show that something is happening so we can have a timeline. But age doesn't technically exist for us physically.
Mm.
Our body age because of what's been told to our minds. Our minds program our whole environment. So if you have been told different things to your mind start programming your body. Your mind start aging your body. It start doing everything that you program it. If you program with negative thoughts, negative things are going to happen. If you program with positive things, positive thoughts on how to make billions and millions, you receive all of that.
Mm.
We think and grow. You know, Dale Carnegie and all them, they were telling you that when you speak out loud in the universe and you say all is well, you know, I'm going to be okay no matter what experience I'm having. I'm going to be okay. I'm safe.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Manifest.
Everything is going to work out in my behalf and I'm safe. You're manifesting, but you're doing with vibrations and with energy. You're speaking the spoken words, and the universe started creating like a big genie. Whatever we think, whatever we feel, whatever we're processing here, we create our own heaven and hell by what we are programmed and what we have taught and what we think.
Mm. Yeah, it's important because there's a lot of negativity these days. So
It's nothing but negative. And when you go to the news, it's nothing but killing. When you look at movies on TV, killing.
yep.
They're not programming you with good thoughts. They're not programming you with, hey, create, hey, build, hey, do this wonderful thing, make some wonderful creations. We're not being taught that.
And that's by design, right?
It is by design.
The Matrix.
Because it's the Matrix. And I'm unplugging you because if they get what they want, it doesn't matter because at one time they controlled the population of over 500,000 people on Earth. But now it's 8 billion people on Earth and they cannot control 8 billion people.
Really?
That's the problem.
There's not enough of them to do it.
Well, no matter how many people you kill out, if you create COVID, look at Fauci and Gates.
Yeah.
Gates and his wife was talking about depopulating, killing people.
Yeah.
So they can control everything that's going on here. Well, God has a plan and that you cannot beat his plan. The moment someone dies, somebody's being born. The moment somebody's being born, someone is dying. It is perfect balance by God. So you cannot break that balance.
Mm.
So know how many people you kill, that's how many people are being born. No matter how many people are being born, that's how many people that's aging and dying of their bodies, but not our spirit and our soul and seed. Our soul and seed never die.
Mm.
Do you see? Transportation. That's why it's important to keep this transportation because you cannot come into this physical earth without this transportation. You can't enjoy drinking the water. You can't enjoy eating the food or having sex or getting married or having babies, falling in love. You cannot enjoy the senses of what's going on here unless you have a body.
Mm.
Without,
Last time we talked about clones. Do you remember that?
yes.
And that went really viral. So do you think they're actually that common?
Yeah, there are clones born. Look, do you know how a clone is made?
No.
It's real easy. If you look at the movie, what was it called? I can't think of the name of the movie, but it's an old movie, and they were talking about cloning. And let me explain cloning to you.
Mm-hmm.
Cloning is when I take some of your DNA right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can take some of your hair. I can take some of your skin cells and put it in a syringe. Now, all I need is a female egg,
Mm.
and I take that syringe with your DNA and I insert it into the egg. Now I need a surrogate mother, a womb, a matrix womb. And I go and I'm going to get a surrogate and I put it inside of her matrix womb. Now, that baby is going to be a clone, but it's going to take some part of the carrier, and it's going to take part of whose egg it is.
Mm.
Now, I could use the woman who's going to carry the baby. I can take her egg out and then put your DNA in there. Now, she's growing a clone. This is why I told people when they were talking about cloning dinosaurs, they can't clone any dinosaurs. You know why?
They need a womb.
They need a womb. They need a matrix.
Or can't they artificially create one these days?
They can create an incubator, but there's no guarantee that it will work.
Mm.
Now, it works on people when they do petri dish babies, test tube babies, artificial inseminated babies, gender benders, gender manipulated. But it's no guarantee that that will work with a dinosaur. Do you see what I'm talking about? An incubator. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Growing it. Because they're growing it in a false room. I would think it would need a real female dinosaur womb in order to get that baby clone.
So is that something the elites do, the cloning, because they want to create the smartest and the best people? Like, is that something they do?
Well, you can clone yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it carries on the memory chip. So this is the deal. When you look at test tube babies, they all look the same.
Mm.
They started doing the test tube babies back in the 70s, I think 1978. But you can research it. But I saw 2 of the test tube babies, and they both look the same. That is what blew my mind. But you got to realize they don't have any seeds, no souls.
Mm.
Anytime they grow a baby in an incubator, or they clone one, or they do manipulations, or the dish, or the tube, test tube, there's no soul. They're soulless.
Mm.
Do you know what that means? That's like MK Ultra.
Right.
I can send you out there to kill all these people and you won't feel a thing.
Wow.
You won't feel a thing because you have no soul.
Psychopaths, right?
Well, you can die because you don't have a seed to come back.
So they don't reincarnate.
No, you don't reincarnate. You don't have no
So no
seed.
karma for them too, then.
No karma, nothing. It's just a body, a carrier.
Wow.
Say I clone you right now.
Yeah.
And you walk out there and you kill a whole lot of people. That's it. And the cops kill you. That's it.
Mm. So they
Means-
weaponize them.
Yeah, well, that's what the MK Ultra was all about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You can send them into crowds and kill a lot of people.
School shootings, right?
Right. And they're indispensable.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Nobody cares because you can create another one in the lab. Another lab rat.
That's crazy. It's like the agent in the Matrix.
Exactly. That's what the
Agent
agent
Smith,
was.
right?
It was Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, he kept on
Coming back.
multiplying
Yeah.
to himself many times. That's cloning.
Mm. That's nuts.
You didn't think about it like that, did you?
I didn't, no.
That's cloning. He become the same men.
That's
It's in the book.
crazy.
He become the same men. Like I do 10 clones of you. It's the same men.
Hmm.
You walk out, everybody see you. Sean, oh my God. But it's not you. It's a clone.
You think Biden was cloned?
Which one?
Joe Biden?
I think he was. Let me tell you why I think he was cloned. He couldn't ride a bicycle. Do you know how many times he fell down? He fell down at least 16 times. When you're in your 80s and you fall in your 70s, some people do not recover.
Yeah.
Some people, bone structures and all this is horrible. I know people in their 70s that fail and they need operations and there's problems. How can he fall 16 times, fall down going up to Air Force One, fall down on the bicycle, and he doesn't have any injuries? Are you kidding with me?
True.
And you're in your 80s? Now, come on, you guys got to know. How old are you?
I'm 28, but I know people in their 70s and 80s that fell and they actually died from it.
Exactly. And not only died from it, some of them that have injuries that are still not being able to be fixed.
Yeah.
I know some right now that still have medical problems and not cured or helped, but still, working on them. So how can he fall down 16 times? You tell me. And we saw a lot of them on tape.
Yep.
And he's in his 80s. And they never said he broke a bone, he has any injuries. That's science fiction. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
It's science fiction.
They said he has stage 5 cancer after his term ended too.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear that one.
Yeah.
But
Bone cancer,
he's
I
definitely got to be a clone. He looked like a clone, though. No, I'm not trying to be funny, but he actually looks like
You
a
could tell
clone.
with the eyes, right?
He has no soul in his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always the eyes, right?
Yeah,
With
no,
with
there's
celebrities,
no
like even Diddy, like certain celebrities, you look at their eyes, they're like,
Soulless.
yeah.
No, and when I speak in the book, you're gonna read Soulless. That was the ticket to who they were. Their eyes.
Mm.
You could tell they were cloned and everything by their eyes. You could see you can see life in the eyes, or you can see death in the eyes, or you can see that a person is a killer.
Mm.
Did you know that?
No. How do you see that?
Because it has a very hate in the eyes, you can see jealousy in the eyes, you could see hate in the eyes. I
Yeah.
can't explain it, but you can see killing, like this is a psychopathic killer. All you got to do is when you meet people, look them in the eyes.
Mm.
If they don't look you in the eyes, or they look away from you, or they avoid eye contact,
Mm.
they're hiding something. But if you look in the eyes and you look deeply, you're going to start seeing.
Mm.
You got to practice this in order to really get really good at it.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. This was in California when I was at USC, I saw a crowd of people around a dog that was inside of, like a wire fence.
Yeah.
And he was just going crazy, barking at the people. To make a long story short, he was getting furious at these people, and they were standing out looking at him, and he was just going crazy, like he wanted to kill them if he could get free.
Mm.
And I walked up and I asked the people, I said, what's going on here? Because it didn't make any sense. And the people said, he doesn't like it when you look him in the eyes. He goes crazy when you look him in the eyes. He wants to kill us or harm us because we're looking him in the eyes. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? So I came over and I bent down and I looked him in the eyes to see what was going to be the problem. Because, I can read.
Yeah.
I'm the Oracle and the Matrix. I put myself in my work. You know what I saw? He didn't want people to know that it was a living being inside of a dog's body,
Whoa.
that you can reincarnate as a dog. And he didn't want people to know that. And he was furious. But they wasn't smart enough, some of them, to figure that out. But he thinking it because he's thinking like a human because he reincarnated as a dog. So he's thinking like a human, and he doesn't want them to see that shame.
Mm.
So if he was free, he would have just bit him or tried to kill him. And when I looked and I saw what he was hiding, then I understood why he wanted to get them. But they didn't know what was going on. They just told me, like I told you, he gets mad at us because we're looking him in the eyes. And you know how some people start torturing you and looking you in the eye just so you can get more reaction out of somebody?
Yeah.
They were doing him like that, taunting him, but they didn't know what was going on.
That's crazy. So what would cause that to happen, to reincarnate as another animal?
He must have did something really despicable or bad towards dogs.
Oh, a curse.
Yeah, he could have done some real bad things, or killed a lot of dogs, or tortured a lot of dogs, or did some really bad stuff to some dogs, and he came back as a dog to see what it felt like.
Holy crap.
Yeah, because I know about reincarnation. If you really dig deep, we can reincarnate as flowers. Did you know that?
Trees, I've heard.
Trees, flowers, water.
Oh, water.
We can reincarnate. Water is a living element. People need to respect water. Water is living. The earth is living. The air. These elements are living organisms. They're not dead. The trees are not dead. The rocks are not. That's why they say rocks are moving. You've heard of the moving rocks in the Grand Canyon and different other places.
No, what happened?
Well, Google moving rocks that move on their own. I told people everything that God has created upon the earth is living except for what man has created. Now, look, we're speaking on microphones. This is man. This table, man.
Yeah.
These lights, the cars, all the physical things this bottled man. But I told people fire and water and air and trees, they are living entities. Trees have roots. They grow out of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, mushrooms too, I heard.
Yeah, they're living entities.
Yeah.
It's everything that's not created by man, that's non-organic or is man's mess. But
So would you say you have an old soul because you came into this life knowing a lot already?
yes, I came here and I believe in reincarnation because it's in the Bible. I believe that I was an what you call an aeon.
Aeon.
Yeah, have you ever heard of an aeon?
Heard of starseed. Is that similar?
I'm talking about the starseeds and the Indio kids in the Matrix in the Third Eye Matrix book. No, aeons came before time. Aeons were God's wisdom. That's my name, Sophia. God's wisdom. The aeons were the ones who recorded all the events upon the earth. They had photographic memories. They had total recall, remote reviewing. Like they can record like a video, like a movie. Because I noticed when I was talking to people about histories, all the histories here on the earth, people would say to me, you don't sound like you read this stuff. You're giving us details that are not even in the book, not in any research, magazines, newspaper, or anything.
Right.
And then people would say to me, what book did you read? And I said, I wrote the book. We came before the book, which is true. You laughed, but you thought about it for a moment, did you, when I said I wrote the book?
Yeah.
Meaning that people write books. The books didn't write us. We came before books. The books didn't come before us. We came before the trees. The trees didn't come before us. So we recorded information before information was recorded and turned into these books and papers. So that's what I meant when I said the book didn't teach me. I taught the book. I created the book. I filled the book with knowledge. So I wrote the book, meaning all of us as living beings. So they got things backwards. They think that you're smart because of what you read. They think you're smart because of what you research. And I'm telling you that it's a memory chip, and the more you are reincarnated, the more you know. Like, say, I knew law before I even studied law. You know that?
That's interesting.
Because when I looked in several of my past lives, I was already an attorney. Do you see?
Yeah.
So all of that knowledge on the chip that I was talking about, the memory chip, is recorded in our DNA. So all knowledge is there. It's never lost. So you get some people who are creating these screens and creating different things. They've already been doing this in other lives.
I can see that.
Because look, when you see people flying planes, well, guess what? They used to fly planes a long time ago. When they go and join the military, they were soldiers, because most incarnated people that have been reincarnated go back to doing the same things that they did before. And they're very good. Look at the person that can get anything, a sculpture, and sculpture it, or a painting and paint it, and have no knowledge of it. But it's inside of them, and you're like, wow, this is brilliant. You did this like the old masters. Because he was an old master. It explains everything. Because look, why are some people good and best and the greatest at certain things, and others don't know anything about it or wouldn't know how to do it? Look, I'm a polymath. You know, the people talk about geniuses, and polymaths are mathematicians. They're geared. Look, when you look at the Matrix, I'm talking about quantum physics. I'm talking about calculus, ancient sacred geometry. These math goes aeon back, many, many years. You know what I'm talking about? The pyramids and stuff, the triangles, geometry. You see what I'm talking about? One point to another point, a straight line, the fastest way to get there is go straight. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people think this is all wonderment, mainly because they were not dealing with that. See, everybody that's coming here have dealt with some. Some are old souls, some just coming for the first time. Some of them are new, in between. Some of them no incarnations, no reincarnations. They're clones, drones, test tube babies, petri dish babies, artificial inseminated babies, gender manipulated, gender benders, all kinds of entities walking here on the earth, covered in flesh. First time you see in a Terminator time traveling, looking like you, but it's a machine. But you don't know it until you engage.
That's deep. Some of the smartest scientists in the world in history said they always looked within for answers. They didn't look to a textbook. They didn't look to some sort of information they could read.
They already had the knowledge within.
Yeah.
The memory chip.
It's really interesting because you're right. A lot of people think knowledge comes from reading and learning stuff, but could be from past lifetimes, right?
Yeah, look, if I'm reading and writing prolifically at 3 years old, come on. What is the explanation? If I created the Matrix and Terminator, and you can look in that book right now and see stuff that hasn't even happened yet that you can't even comprehend. So how do you explain it? If I'm talking in this book, Evolution, how those UFOs, before I was even born, they captured at Roswell. I wasn't even on the earth when they captured the ships at Roswell, but I'm showing them how they fly. And I'm using technology, quantum physics, calculus, ancient sacred geometry to describe that. Look at the Hidden Figures movie where these women are working for NASA. Look at the little girl. She's a prodigy. She's 12 years old. She gets her degree and she go work for NASA. Why? Because she's well-versed in math, science. So where does it come from? She's only been here 12 years, her body. So how long have her microchip, the brain organism, how long have that been around, the memory chip inside of her? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
How do you explain it? A 12-year-old that can beat college professors that have been here 40, 60 years, their bodies. But they don't even know what this little girl that's 12 years old is talking about. People can't even duplicate my work. Matrix, Terminator. Didn't even know that Matrix was in the Bible, mentioned 5 times in Scripture, 3 times in Exodus, 2 times in Numbers.
Wow.
How do you explain it? That I already knew that without reading the Bible. How do you explain me having that knowledge? How do you explain the third eye is talking about the eye of God, because on earth we have 2 eyes. The people on earth have 2 eyes. But the third eye, the all-seeing, all-knowing, almighty eye of God is the third eye. In the Matrix, the woman's womb, her stargate, her portal, the difference between a man and woman is not the vagina and the penis, it's the womb. A woman can have a baby, a man will never have a baby, no matter how many lies Dr. Frankenstein tells. You cut off the penis, you're a eunuch. You're not a woman, you're a eunuch. You have no purpose here. You have no seeds. You have to go.
Wow.
Everything that is created was created with purpose. When that purpose, and we're talking about the living things of God, when that purpose is gone, you have to leave. You came here to do something. You were created. You were given a memory chip to do it. And when you create it, it's time for you to go. If it's time for you to go at 116 years, 106, or at 5 years old, you have completed your mission. You can come back again if it's meant to be, get you another transportation, another body. Man can create your body. Say, for instance, your body is wore out right now, Sean, and I'm a scientist. All I need to do is create you a body. I can create you a clone body. I can create you, and I will clone you from your own material and put your brain inside of it. No reincarnation.
Wow.
You didn't think about that, did you? They didn't think about that. Say I need to do organ transplants. You're missing some organs. I can take your DNA. I'm a scientist. I'm a doctor. And I can grow your body and give you all the organ transplants you'll ever need, where you don't need other people's organs in your body. You don't need other people's blood in your body, because I got this clone, and when you need something, I take the clone and get the organs and put in your body and keep you here.
Wow.
Not only can I do that, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But think about it. When you get somebody else's heart, you might have a failure because it doesn't work. Somebody else's blood might not work in your body. I can clone every part of your body give a full clone and do all your organs except for the penis. The penis is the only organ that cannot be an organ transplant.
Really?
That's right. All the other organs, I can take off that clone and give to you except for the penis.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that's what that whole thing was about when they said Cyrus' body was cut into thousands of pieces and it all came together but except for the penis. That's what they were talking about. They can do every organ transplant except for the penis. The penis have thousands and thousands of little microscope, little arteries and everything that cannot be sewed or put back together. That's why they can't do the transplant.
Wow. There's people changing
because it's through those little bitty arteries come the blood to make the penis erect.
Yeah.
So you can't put those organs back together because there's thousands of them inside of the penis. So it make it impossible because you're not taking a whole organ. You know what I'm talking about? But you have to connect. And you can't connect all these tiny little organisms that are inside of the penis that make the penis erect and send out the seeds. They don't tell you this.
There's people changing their genders right now.
For what reason?
Because they think they could get a penis.
Can't get no penis. You cut your penis off and say, you research it. If you think I'm lying, research it. Talk to scientists and doctors that's going to tell you the truth. Ask the ones that are going to tell you, not the ones that are going to lie to you to get 20 or 30 or 50 or $100,000 out of your insurance company. You're not going to get a penis. The doctor cannot give a female a penis and tell her she's a man. That's why President Trump said everybody has to go with their real gender.
Yep.
Because there's no way. I mean, think about it. You didn't even know till I told you, but now it makes sense in your mind when I told you the penis has all these tiny little arteries that cannot be connected once it's cut. Now, they can sew the skin back on with Lorraine Bobbitt. When her husband's penis got cut, they sewed the skin back on and they lied to the people saying his penis was sewed back on. Yeah. A skin penis that doesn't get erect, just the skin, but it's not operating. It can't give it any seeds. It cannot perform any sexual act.
Yeah.
So, come on.
That sounds horrible.
No, but think about it. Am I right on that or not?
I think you are.
If you go and you pull up the penis on the screen, and I wish you had your laptop, and you show the organism of a penis, you see all the blood vessels that are running in the penis. There's no way any doctor can connect those to give a transplant. The other organs, they're bigger where they can connect.
Right.
Yeah, that's why you can do the brain transplant, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, all of that.
That makes sense. Last question. Do you think this is your final incarnation on this planet?
No.
You think you'll be back?
Yes. Because knowledge is never done. Knowledge is created again and again and again, over and over. Come on. Knowledge is wisdom. Wisdom has, from ages on, the eons of coming again and again and again. People will always need to be helped. People will always need to grow. People will always need to know how to deal with the new technology. The more we go into the future, the greater the technology, the greater the advancement, and there's got to be somebody to awaken you so you can continue to grow and create.
Where can people support you? Let them know. Camera.
Yeah, please, people, get in contact with me directly. Go to Amazon. Get these books. You've heard the knowledge coming out of my mouth. And if you want more Matrix, get Evolution, and you want a lot of technology and truth and phenomenal stuff, get the Third Eye Matrix. So get both of them. There's 4 books. Get all 4 of them. You won't be disappointed. You will have knowledge, and you can talk with me. You can get autographed copies from me. It'll be phenomenal. But please, you've heard me tonight, but when you read in these books and when I wrote them and you can see the copyrights, ask me anything you want. I'll be back.
Love it. Check her out, guys. See ya. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.